Botswana. For most travelers, it has become a checklist destination. Permits, bookings, fixed routes, overcrowded camps, and everybody doing the exact same thing. But today, we're doing it different. Theo and Danny are taking on Botswana from south to Gazangula in their 200 series Land Cruisers with family and alongside them, two friends accompanying them in a Hilux and a Defender. No bookings, no itinerary, just cutlines, wild camping and the freedom to stop wherever the bush tells them to. This is Botswana we grew up loving, raw, unfiltered and untouched. And it begins here, in McCarthy's Rest, a convoy, one country, no plan, only adventure.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Sunset Tribe. And we are in the Kalahari. This week's episode, we're trying to do something a bit different. Do Botswana old school style. No bookings, no campsites. From the southern tip of the Kalahari to the northern tip of Khutse. No bookings, cutlines, passing past, not through any of the game parks. Seeing what we can see from the borderlines, Botswana, south to north. Let's see if this is still possible.
With my winter holidays being chock-a-block with kids' activities and sport tours, I had to sit out on this one. And it was with great envy that I see what the guys enjoyed on their first night in McCarthy's Rest. It's daybreak at McCarthy's Rest and the last night of planned accommodation behind them. From here on, nothing is booked. Today they're crossing to Botswana, pushing 200 kilometers north to find a camp somewhere in the wild.
So we made it through the border post. Very, very efficient. Everybody was friendly. No hassles whatsoever. They just checked for cooked meat and cheeses for foot and mouth. But all checks done. All clear. We are heading to Tsabong to just top up on some ice. Water sorted. Get some meat. Get some fresh produce. And then we're off to the Kalahari. Well, we're probably basically in the Kalahari, but yeah, close to the Kalahari. Yeah, tires deflated. We're going to 1.4 in the front, 1.8 in the rear. Quite heavily laden in the back. Sandy track is starting up ahead, so it should be fun and games. And we're about 6 kilometers away from the Kalahari Transfrontier Park, so might see some game, get a bit lucky. And so far this Cutline's been an awesome road. Nobody any trouble. We did about 70 k's to this till it got too sandy, deflating, and we continue on our mission.
By lunchtime, they stop and make a simple meal in the Kalahari sand. Sitting around the vehicles with dust between your toes, you can see them settling into the old rhythm of cutlines, the way travel used to be. Slow, quiet, and honest.
Yeah, so we headed away from the Kalahari National Park. We're on a cutline, but it's rough going. There's lots of ground squirrel nests and holes in the ground, so it makes for a very bumpy ride in the sandy track. But I guess we're about 10-12 k's away from our camping spot for tonight. We've seen some oryx. Unfortunately, we haven't got any footage, just across the road very quickly. But we've already seen 2 puff adders crossing the road. Got some footage on one of them. And yeah, it's a very isolated place where we are now. You can see these car tracks, but they're at least 3 or 4 days old. Lots of game tracks. So hopefully we get a bit lucky tonight. We get some visitors around the campfire, or just a proper Kalahari symphony with a lion roaring tonight. Fingers crossed. Looking forward to getting to camp. It's been quite a day. We haven't driven very far, probably 180, 190 k's from our camping spot this morning, but it's the bulk of it has been sandy, corrugated track, so it is hard going. It's already 22:04 in the afternoon, and we'll probably arrive at our campsite within the next half an hour to 40 minutes. Well guys, we've reached our destination for our first night in Botswana, and they call this Jack's Pan. It is gorgeous. It's much bigger than I expected. I thought it was going to be a small little pan. We saw lots of oryx as we were driving in here, and beautiful campsites you can see behind me here, and that's our view of the pan. You can still see some oryx, some cory bastard, some ravens, and hopefully tonight we hear or see some lion.
By late afternoon, they find their first camp for the night. While the others set up, Uncle Ian takes the kids out for a little game drive in the front of the Land Rover. Dust, laughter, and the last light of the Kalahari. Out here, you do as you please. You travel the way you want to, with no one telling you what can or can't be done.
So we packed up here, Jack's Pan, almost ready to go. Sun's already high in the sky. So yeah, moving on, we are heading off to Khutse today, and from Khutse we are off to Kang for our last fuel top up, and just a bit of ice, maybe some water, but I think our supplies are fine. And then we're off to Khutse, somewhere close to Khutse. We'll find a camp spot for tonight. I didn't see any lions last night, didn't hear anything last night. No hyena, no jackal, no lions. But we'll take it easy this morning and see how lucky we get. We're going on a very small little road heading north towards Khutse, and then we'll join up with the main cutlines again. So we tried the alternative route from Jack's Pan to head north towards Khutse, but the road was very overgrown. We couldn't find it. We were looking for it for about half an hour, and just decided that we're going to take the Cutline just about 30 k's south of Kang, then take the tar road to Kang, fill up, because then we've got a very long stretch. We have to put in some extra diesel and make sure we've got water, ice, and whatever supplies are running low, just top up on that. So yeah, deviating from the original plan, but I don't think anybody's very keen on scratching their vehicles up too much. Yeah, just as the road started to ease up and become a bit less corrugated, and we could really make some cover some distance, Danny just called us on the radio, and he had a blowout on the front, so we're just heading back. It's probably about 3-4 k's behind us. See if we can do this a quick tire change and get everybody back on the road. And there should be a tire place in Kang, so we can repair the tire or see if they've got a spare for him. Yeah, all part of overlanding.
With Danny's tyre repaired, the convoy can get back on the move. They push further north. The beauty of traveling like this is that there's no destination that you have to reach. Everything becomes part of the journey. Along the way they pass wild camels, still roaming these borders from the days when the British South African police used them to patrol the border between South Africa and Botswana. With a stretch of tar road to get to Kang and then also the turn off to Khutse, the guys air up and it gives everybody an opportunity to stretch their legs before getting more supplies on the road to Khutse.
So we had a quick refuel, restock stop at Kang. And now we are heading southeast on the Kalahari highway, and then we're off to Khutse, where we'll get the Cutline back to Khutse Game Reserve. So we've got about 120 odd k's of tarmac to go, and then we are back on the Cutlines. We will find a camping spot somewhere. Hopefully there's a bit of open ground where we can build a bit of a lair, so to say, and settle in for the night. Yeah, we've made it to nowhere. We're on the southern corner of Khutse, literally on the Cutline. Dan started a fire there. The tent's already up, our tent's up. Andre is getting the shower ready. So very, very comfortable. It's very spoiled. Andre,
Hello.
what are you busy with here?
I'm trying to fix up the shower cubicle.
Shower hour.
Yeah, hopefully it will work.
Well, it looks mighty impressive.
We're gonna see. First time in use.
Mr. Mansfield,
Yes, sir.
can I give you a hand?
Ek sal nou regkom. Was weer fokke lei en het nie my ladder uitgehaal. Maar
Yeah, so camp up again. And just another wonderful day in Africa. We did a couple of miles, but I think we are ahead of schedule. While we thought we would camp tonight, I think we pushed about 60 or 70 k's past that point. There's not any open spots where you can make a fire. There's grass, everything, so we cleared this little area and we'll keep it small tonight. So Cutlines, wonderful. Good morning from a Cutline here close on the border with Khutse National Park. Quiet night, but yeah, had the place to ourselves, no other people. Beautiful, just the sounds of the night. No lion, no hyena, heard some jackal and some owl. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Sitting around the fire, having a good old chat. reason for these trips, getting out, seeing new places. So our Khutse part of the Cutline adventure is done. We are on the Cutline with the Central Kalahari Game Reserve, or CKGR. We didn't see a lot of animals, some steenbok next to the road on the Cutline with Khutse. However, we did see some elephant tracks this morning. We saw some lion tracks. We saw some honey badger tracks, some hyena tracks, all from last night. So there is activity. We were just not lucky enough to see it. We stopped at Khutse Gate in the hope that there'll be some wood available that we can buy from the community over there. Unfortunately, they haven't got any wood. So we are pushing on. Hopefully we can find some firewood where we camp tonight. This particular part north of Khutse Gate on the Cutline with CKGR, we got a wreck, old Nissan Safari that broke down, so we had to drive around that one. But the roads are quite narrow, and we are giving the big 200s paint job a bit of a do-over here, with some racing stripes on them. It's opening up as we continue now. The road is relatively smooth, not too sandy, so I think when we get to the eastern border of the CKGR, that's where our sand fun and games will start, because I haven't deflated my tires yet, and we'll probably start doing that when we hit the eastern boundary, unless I am forced to do so a bit earlier. But yeah, there's a lot of gaps in the fence, elephant tracking coming and going through the park, so there's signs of big wildlife everywhere. We just have to get lucky once. So we just had a lunch stop here on the Central Kalahari Game Reserve Cutline, down on the southeastern corner. We're starting to move northeast now. We've got about 44 kilometers before we reach the main Cutline to Rakops. But it's hard going. Very narrow roads, sandy 2-track, very overgrown. So it's a lot of branches. Danny and Andre has already lost the cover on the left-hand side, mirrors. It's hard going, and you really get this feeling of isolation over here, that you are in the middle of nowhere, and you have to be very well prepared to come out here, because there's no help. You're very reliant on your traveling companions over here. If anything goes wrong, it is teamwork to get vehicle and man out of here. So we keep on pushing, and the main Cutline we've done with the motorcycles before. It's a wide open sandy track, so can't wait to get on those wide open sandy tracks, because this is brutal. This is heavy on machinery, lots of grass seeds coming up in the radiator. Everybody's checking their temperatures and tire pressures. Andre's already got a slow puncher on his left rear tire as well, so yeah, machines are taking a bit of a battering on these Cutline roads, but I still believe it's worth it, seeing these isolated places. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, we've made it to the main Cutline, and at long last some familiar ground. We've been here with the bikes. I still vividly remember us parking right here, regrouping, and the guys took different routes down the different tracks here, so we know which one to take now. And yeah, it's not going to be this thick overgrown scrub anymore, just thick proper Kalahari sand. So very excited, and it's a very pleasant reminder of when we came with the bikes passing this point. Nou is dit meer aanvaarbare terrein.
By late afternoon, the guys find a spot on the CKGR cutlines to camp, with the kids hearing the trumpet of elephant in the distance.
What's the miller's cooking?
Lamb roll.
Ooh.
Wow.
Lekker, hierdie lyk. This looks delicious. Yeah, so we're on the cut line. It is lovely sand driving. It's endless tracks. And we found a camping spot. Danny's doing us a lamb on the spit tonight, so we have to pull into camp a bit earlier. It takes 3 hours for the spit to be done. So we're collecting some firewood, or Danny and Jenny is collecting some firewood. Ian is down the road towing some logs closer with a landy, but it is just, Cutlines is something different. Nobody else here, just us on a road in the Kalahari. That side's the Central Kalahari Game Reserve, this side's private land, and these are hyena tracks, jackal tracks, caracal tracks, and I might be mistaken, but I think there's some lion tracks a bit further back as well. So I keep on saying this, but maybe we get a bit lucky tonight.
And just before they turn in for the night, a lone cattle truck pulls up into the Cutline camp. The driver, exhausted from the day, takes a quiet sip of old brown sherry in the winter cold and then rolls back into the dark.
No, this one.
You were here at a bit of a reunion spot. This is where in our Kalahari motorcycle episode my clutch burned out and Johan's battery died. 6 kilometers in, exact spot 2 years later. Yeah, it's changed a bit, but the memory is still vivid. Yeah, so camp is packed up, on our way, and we're in quite an isolated part of Botswana over here. We already stopped at the place where my clutch, on my bike's clutch. Lost the battle with the sand, and as we continue northwest, yeah, just as Ian commented there, there's a grader next to the road, probably battling to get this road in a more accessible level, but yeah, even a big excavator lost the battle against the Kalahari sand, and it's a battle. It's very, very thick sand, and most of the traffic passing through here is trucks, 8 and 10 ton trucks with cattle, 4x4 and 6x6. So the tracks that the trucks leave, they're wider than even the big cruiser. So fighting with one wheel in the track and the other one on the middle mariki, yeah, it's hard going, and my fuel consumption is not the best, but luckily we've got some spare on Dan's roof, and I've got some spare petrol on my roof for Danny, so I don't want to follow in the footsteps of that Land Cruiser or that grader. Oh, it's like a boat.
With no fuel stops ahead, or at least none within range, the guys have to rely entirely on the fuel that they are carrying. They use the pause to also make a late breakfast, regroup, and then plan the next stretch. From here, they push forwards towards Lake Xau, a large water body lying just east of the main entrance of the CKGR. And after a few dry cutlines, they're genuinely looking forward to a night beside open water again.
Another Kalahari victim.
How was the lake there?
Water sports galore.
Smiles and smiles of wonderful.
Andre? Yeah, so we reached our goal, Lake Xau, and there was absolutely nothing there, just open plains, no real camping spots. So we're pushing on to Mopipi, where we will fill up with diesel. I think we've got enough water for the 2 nights ahead of us, and we'll head into Mtwetwe Pan. So yeah, we have to be a bit flexible while camping like this, so we have to change plans a little bit, but I'm sure it will be fantastic. Ian is still joining us for one more night, so send off for him tonight. He has to get back to Pretoria. He's got prior engagements that he has to attend, so we've got a bit of driving to do, probably about 50 or 60 k's, and then we'll be just south of the Pans, just north of Mopipi.
Peace.
Dis 'n seekoei.
Ja, dit is 'n grauseek. Hier is dit. Ja, dit lyk soos dit.
Yeah, we had a bit of a change of plan. Lake Xau, as we showed you guys, it wasn't a lake, but we pushed on past Mopipi, Mopepe, and as we were entering the salt pans, we came into the Boteti river. In the Boteti river. Yeah, this will be our wild camping spot for tonight. It's be flexible. Beautiful, beautiful spot, yeah. Yeah guys, we've had lots of requests on several of the videos that we do a run through of the vehicles in the convoy. So seeing that it's Ian's last night with us, we'll run through the iconic Landy. Ian, tell us a bit more about your Landy.
Right, the Landy's name is Donkey, and because brother is Shrek, and you can see the sticker of Donkey at the back just now. But it's 2015 Puma and 140,000 kilometers on the clock, and that's my bush and play car.
It's a real beauty. You just see it coming through the bush. It's got the iconic Landy bumper in the front, roof rack on the top, and then a hell of a lot of goodies inside. Melvin and Moon seat covers, dash covers. Ian, can I bother you to open up here the most important feature? Beer goes there.
Beer goes here. Need one, by the way.
Yeah, and then Ian's got some extra water on top, some rubbish from the previous campsite that we're still driving around. The donkey.
And Sunset Drive.
Yeah, and after a couple of days, I think Ian's vehicle was probably the neatest of all of the cars over here. Everything's in place, easy access, high lift jack came in handy. Yeah, and he's rocking the ground tent. Not a tree dweller like the rest of us.
Yeah, no, it works nicely, but it's a bit heavy and bulky, so you have to put it on the jolly roof. But when you're inside there, it's nice and comfortable.
You can stand up and change your underwear.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the donkey, and tomorrow night we'll do another vehicle for you guys.
By the fifth evening, the whole convoy has settled into a natural rhythm. Everyone has a job, everyone knows what to expect, and everything just flows. Tonight, in the dry riverbed of the Boteti River, with the fire crackling under a wide empty sky, it feels absolutely magical. A complete contradiction to ordinary life. We return to the same house every night and know exactly how tomorrow will look. Out here it's different. On a trip like this, you never know what each evening will bring, and every day delivers something new. And in that uncertainty, there's something strangely familiar. It pulls us back to our nomadic roots, a way of living written deep in all of us, long before modern comfort replaced our wild freedom. As the daybreak on the Boteti River, the guys borrow the last bit of water of Ian, who's returning to Pretoria for other responsibilities. However, their plan head further north towards Kazungula on cutlines and wild camping.
Yeah, so with Ian leaving us, that's the first episode of this challenge. We've done the Kalahari, we've made it all the way to the Boteti River, and this is episode 1 of our Botswana Cutline adventure. Will we make it all the way to Khutse on cutlines, no bookings, no designated campsites? This is where it starts getting difficult. In the next episode, we'll be trying our best to get through Ntwetwe Pan from right here where we are at Mopipi to Gweta, traveling straight through the pan. We hope it's not too wet. We've got no idea what the road conditions look like. And from Nata, we head on to the Hunters Road all the way to Khutse, or we hope to get all the way to Khutse. So stay tuned. Watch out for the second episode where we go through the pans and the Hunters Road. But I hope you've enjoyed this episode with us. And if you like this content, please like and subscribe our channel. Till next time, Sunset Tribe.